I'm not wishing and I'm not hoping to have a good year. I'm going to make it a good year. I'm going to do everything that I need to do and nothing that I don't. The only kind of people that aren't going to have a good year are people that ain't putting in the work. You are not taking the steps necessary every single day to get you closer to your goal. You are not taking the steps necessary every single day to progressively get you better. I'm going to put in the work every single day to progressively get better and to get me closer to my goal. So I'm going to make it a good year. Byproduct of my actions, byproduct of my mindset, and how I show up for myself every single day. I am going to make it a good year. I'm not trying. I am doing. There is no such thing as trying. Either you're doing it or you're not doing it. There is no in between. I'm not trying. I am doing it every single day. The only kind of people that have doubt in their plans are people that aren't putting in enough work. Let me say that again. The only kind of people that have doubt in their plans are people that aren't working hard enough. The fact that you're not working hard enough is the reason why you doubt if it's going to work out for you or not. You were never placed on this earth with the intention of proving your self-worth and self-value to other people. Why are you wasting your time proving your self-worth and self-value to people that don't even see your self-worth and self-value? Why are you wasting your time proving your self-worth and self-value to people that don't even see their own self-worth and self-value? The only person you need to prove yourself to is yourself. Prove to yourself that you are who you really say you are. Prove to yourself that you are who you know you are. Prove it to yourself. I will never waste my time explaining myself to people that can't understand me and people that don't want to understand me. You are literally wasting your time, energy, and your breath on somebody that don't understand you and somebody that doesn't want to understand you. They lack the mental capacity to understand what you're saying to them. And or, even though they know what you're saying is true, the fact that it's coming from you, they don't want to hear what you got to say, even if they know it's true. Let me say that again. Even if what you're saying is true, the fact that it's coming from you, they don't want to hear what you have to say. So stop wasting your time on people that can't understand you and people that don't want to understand you. I have never cared about impressing the next person. Every goal that I have ever went after in my life, the reason that I went after that goal was because of the reasons that I came up with inside of myself. I have never made my goals about anybody else other than myself. The only person that I want to impress is me. I am the reason why I go after the things that I want. I don't care about impressing anybody but me. Results that are produced off of hard work, results that are produced off of discipline and consistency, there is nothing that's lucky about that. Nobody produces results by luck. Nobody produces results on accident. If I go to the gym every single day, if I eat the right food every single day, of course I'm going to be in shape. There are no results that are produced by luck. Results are produced by hard work and consistency and discipline. The result is guaranteed if you put in the work. Quitting is not an option. Failure is not an option. Settling for less is not an option. And I mean this with the bottom of my heart. I'd rather not live. I'd rather not be on this earth than settle for a life that I don't want to live. I refuse to settle for a life that I don't want to live. When I know there's somebody out there living the life that I could be living, and all I got to do is put in the work, all I got to do is make the sacrifices, all I got to do is stay consistent, remain disciplined, All I got to do is constantly get better. All I got to do is surround myself around the right people. I refuse to settle for less. I refuse. I'd rather not be alive than settle for less. You need to adapt this mindset. If you fall, you need to save yourself. Learn how to save yourself. You are not going to always have somebody there to help you when you fall. You can't always rely or depend on the next person to be there for you. And how do you learn and how do you grow as a person if somebody is always helping you and holding your hand? When are you going to learn to save yourself? When are you going to learn to save yourself? You should not always have somebody there to hold your fucking hand, bro. Learn how to save yourself. I welcome the struggle. I welcome the hospitals. I welcome the test because you know what? Nothing that I can't face. It ain't nothing that I can't overcome. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I want them. But all that shit gonna make me stronger at the end of the day. Nigga, you gonna feel what you gonna feel. You gonna go through what you gonna do. And nigga, what you gonna do about it to change your situation? Seriously. At the end of the day, nigga, get somebody out there with the same problems that you got in your life. But what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do with your life? And what I really meant to say, because I skipped over that part, but it's a nigga out here that's gonna do the same thing that you're gonna do, but yet they're making a way for themselves. Mm-hmm. You put your own obstacle in front of yourself. A lot of this shit come from the mind, nigga. You put a mental block on yourself. Ain't nothing holding you back. Ain't nothing you gonna do. It's just so hard to where you can't do it. Nigga, that's you. That's the excuses you coming up with in your mind on the reason why you telling yourself you can't do it.
Shit get real, nigga.
It get real, you know what I'm saying?
Shit get real in these streets, nigga.
And you gotta be realer. And you gotta even be realer. Nigga, it should be nothing that stop you at all.
I'm trying to tell you now.
You feel some kind of way about the only person that's stopping you and that's holding you back is yourself. You're the only person that's putting in limitations on yourself. You can accomplish anything you put your mind to and you willing to work for it. The only kind of people that have doubt in their plans are people that aren't putting in enough work. Let me say that again. The only kind of people that have doubt in their plans are people that aren't working hard enough. The fact that you're not working hard enough is the reason why you doubt if it's going to work out for you or not. The only person that I'm ever trying to be is myself. I'm never trying to be anybody else because for me to pretend to be something that I'm not is way harder than it is just for me to just be myself. And this is something that I don't have to pretend to do because I am me. If that person got to tear you down in order for them to feel better about themselves, that is not your true friends. Friends don't tear each other down. Friends build each other up. I would never look like what I'm going through or what I've been through because I never wear my problems on my sleeve. At the end of the day, whatever I'm going through or whatever I've been through ain't going to stop or affect how I'm going to show up for myself today. You manifest is all dependent on your mindset. The life that you want to live is manifested out of faith. The life that you don't want to live is manifested out of fear. People will remove themselves out of your life naturally. And what I mean by that is this. If I am constantly progressing, constantly evolving, constantly elevating myself, and you're staying the same, we're naturally going to outgrow each other. That's the inevitable. People love to say that you are only in competition with yourself, and that's not the case. Because there are more people that's competing for the things that you want than there is the things that you want out there, right? But the thing is this. You cannot compete with anybody if you cannot outdo yourself. Let me say that again. You cannot compete with anybody until you outdo yourself. Because if it's you that's holding you back, if it's you that's in your way, you can never compete for the things that you want out of life. Because like I said, you are not only in competition with yourself, because you are not the only person that wants the things that you want. It's enduring the things that are hard where you're going to experience the most growth. Because enduring the things that are hard is when you're your most uncomfortable. And that's where growth exists at, in uncomfortability. You would never grow staying in your comfort zone. So you have to do the things that are hard. You got to do the things that make you uncomfortable. The goal isn't just to work hard. The goal is to work smart as well. Because the person that's working the hardest ain't the richest. It's the person that's working hard and smart that is the richest. Your hard work never goes unnoticed. Even if you're not getting a result for your hard work right now, doesn't mean the result won't come. Doesn't mean you won't reap the benefits of the work that you're putting in. When you're putting in the work, the result is guaranteed. Your hard work never goes unnoticed. Everybody want the results, but don't nobody want to put in the work to produce the results. Saying about you can do whatever you want to do is 100% true. A lot of people allow people to make decisions and choices for them on what they should do with their life instead of you making the decisions and the choices on what you want to do with your life. You're the only person that has to live with the decisions and the choices you make. So why not take yourself to the places that you want to go in life? Why would I fulfill somebody else's dream? And in the process of fulfilling somebody else's dream, it's costing me my own. You are so focused on what can go wrong is the reason why everything is going wrong. I only focus on what can go right. I know how to respond quickly and pivot efficiently. Even in the event that something doesn't go the way that I planned for it to go, I'm already taking actionable steps in another direction that is still going to make me reach the same destination that I was trying to reach to begin with. Your goals are just a compounding interest of your daily habits. What you do every single day is either getting you closer to your goals or getting you further away from them. When I see a person that's living their life full of regret, I see a person that gave up on their dreams and their goals, and now the life that they are living is a result and a byproduct of that. But had you tried to maximize and get in the most that you can out of this one life that we're living, your life would be totally different. A woman will never be a 10 in my eyes because of how she look. A woman is a 10 in my eyes because of how she treat me. I will always value how a woman treats me over how a woman looks. You start to change your life for the better, and the people who you thought were your friends are no longer your friends anymore because of that, then those were never your friends to begin with. You got to understand that some of y'all friendships and relationships were solely built off the foundation of y'all indulging into negative habits with one another. Y'all were the best of friends when y'all were all smoking and drinking and partying. But now that you don't do those things anymore, now it seems like the friendship doesn't exist anymore. But you got to understand that growth requires separation. And the more that you separate, the more that there's going to be a disconnect or a misunderstanding in that relationship because there's a conflict of interest between y'all mindset and y'all mentalities. There's a conflict of interest between what y'all focus and what y'all prioritize on. And the more that you create that separation between who you used to be but who you becoming, it's always going to be a disconnect and a misunderstanding. A chick is going to go above and beyond for a nigga that she want to go above and beyond for. So why would I sit here and settle for anything less than what I feel like I'm worth or what I deserve? And there's females out here that's paying $1,200 just to take a picture with a nigga. Keeping it player ain't about moving off of how you feel. It's about moving off of principle and respect for yourself. The second that I feel like I'm going against my principles or compromising my respect, I'm disengaging from that relationship entirely. I can't tell you how many times I done tried to move off of how I feel and give people the benefit of the doubt, and that fucked me in the end. Instead of just moving off of what I see and what I know and handling them accordingly. As mundane as it sounds, whatever you believe you can do is what you can do, and whatever you believe you can't do is what you can't do. Your actions are controlled by your thoughts. Your actions are controlled by your belief system of self. So if you want to be able to change what you can't do into what you can do, you have to change the way that you think. I don't put any doubt on my plans because putting doubt on my plans is what creates the possibility of failure. And even if I were to fail in the midst of trying, I'm going to continue to try over and over and over again as many times as it takes until I get it right. Because I'm going to see my goals through no matter what. Quitting is not an option. Giving up is not an option. The only option that I give myself is me accomplishing this goal and overachieving. That's it. Lacks discipline is not a man at all. Because a man that lacks discipline has no self-control. And the only kind of male that has no self-control is a boy. So if you're a grown-ass man and you have no discipline or no self-control over yourself, then you need to do some reevaluating with yourself. If that person that you're in a relationship with, actions on the line with what they are saying, that is a form of manipulation. That is why I'm a firm believer of I don't care about what you tell me with your words. I care about what you show me with your actions. Because how quick am I willing to walk away from that relationship? Quick. But it depends on the severity of the offense. I don't believe in giving people multiple chances for them to show me that they're not for me. I believe who you show me you are the first time, and that's when I'm moving off of. You'll save yourself a lot of headache and heartache and even disappointment once you start to understand this. Some things in life, you have to accept them as they are and not as you want them to be. That person that you're having a hard time walking away from because of the history that y'all share or because you're too fearful of starting all over again is the exact reason why you're in the position that you're in right now. You got to stop reminiscing off of who this person used to be. You got to stop being stuck on who this person could be You got to accept this person for who they are in the current moment and move accordingly. Accept things as they are, not as you want them to be, because things are not going to always be as you want them to be, but as they are. What is the best way for you to get over a person after a breakup? You got to be working on yourself. That same time and energy that you are investing into them in that relationship, you got to invest that same time and energy into yourself and double down on it. The best revenge is success. You don't ever want to be in the same spot where a person left you at. But I want to take it a step further and say this. You should be so focused on yourself and what you got going on in your life that this person is no longer a thought or a concern. Why are you focused or concerning yourself with a person that isn't here no more? As soon as a person leaves my life or exits my life for whatever reason, I am no longer focused on them whatsoever. I am focused on what I got going on in my life and making sure that I'm taking myself to the places that I want to be in life. That's it. If you are in a relationship and you are accepting and tolerating behavior that you don't agree with, that is because you have a lack of self-worth and respect for yourself. Because a person that knows their self-worth and has respect for themselves isn't going to allow a person to treat them in a way that they don't want to be treated. There is nothing that is honorable or commendable about treating people better than you treat yourself. That is a lack of self-respect. That is a lack of self-love. Showing up for people in a way that they are not showing up for you. Showing up for people in a way that you are not showing up for yourself. How you treat yourself sets the example and the standard of how you want to be treated. Nobody's going to treat you better than how you treat yourself. Nobody gives a fuck about what you're going through because what you're going through doesn't fucking matter. What matters the most is how you respond to what you're going through. And the best way for you to respond to what you're going through is by you taking action. The only way you're going to change your situation is by you taking action. And when you change your situation by taking action, it's going to change how you feel. You can only help people to the extent in which you can help yourself. In other words, you cannot help someone more than you are able to help yourself. So the best thing that you can do is help yourself first, because you cannot teach anyone to be any further than you are. What is the best way for you to get over a person after a breakup? You got to be working on yourself. That same time and energy that you are investing into them in that relationship, you got to invest that same time and energy into yourself and double down on it. The best revenge is success. You don't ever want to be in the same spot where a person left you at. But I want to take it a step further and say this. You should be so focused on yourself and what you got going on in your life that this person is no longer a thought or a concern. Why are you focused or concerning yourself with a person that isn't here no more? As soon as a person leaves my life or exits my life for whatever reason, I am no longer focused on them whatsoever. I am focused on what I got going on in my life and making sure that I'm taking myself to the places that I want to be in life. That's it. A woman is not going to respect you just because you're the man in the relationship. You have to show a woman that you are worthy of being respected through your actions. It's about how you are carrying and conducting yourself as a man. It is about your morals and your principles as a man. It is about your self-respect and your integrity as a man. A woman is not going to respect you more than you respect yourself. And the best way that you show her that you respect yourself is through your actions. If you are in a relationship and you are accepting and tolerating behavior that you don't agree with, that is because you have a lack of self-worth and respect for yourself. Because a person that knows their self-worth and has respect for themselves isn't going to allow a person to treat them in a way that they don't want to be treated. There is nothing that is honorable or commendable about treating people better than you treat yourself. That is a lack of self-respect. That is a lack of self-love. Showing up for people in a way that they are not showing up for you. Showing up for people in a way that you are not showing up for yourself. How you treat yourself sets the example and the standard of how you want to be treated. Nobody's going to treat you better than how you treat yourself. Knowledge is not power. It is the application of knowledge that is power, because you can have all the knowledge in the world, but if you're not applying that knowledge, then it means nothing. Furthermore, the more knowledge that you do have, the more knowledge that you have at your disposal, the more that you are able to apply yourself, because the lack of knowledge is ignorance. And ignorance can create missed opportunities or situations where you're not able to fully. A person with a negative mindset only sees problems on top of problems. But a person with a positive mindset only sees solutions and opportunities within those problems. People that feel as if it is okay for them to take and receive but not to give or reciprocate are usually people that don't have nothing to give. Not only that, but it is a reflection of having poor character. It is actually the inhumane thing to do, because you are going against human nature to feel as if it is okay for people to do for you, but you not have to do for them. I don't focus on what's out of my control, because what's out of my control is what I have no control over. But you know what I do have control over? Myself. So all I focus on is what I get up and do every single day. Someone giving you help isn't them giving you a handout or doing the work for you. Someone giving you help is them giving you the knowledge and the information. And then you take the knowledge and information that they give you and you go out and go apply yourself. Can't nobody put in the work for you. You have to put in the work for yourself. I can't motivate you more than you're able to motivate yourself, and I can't want something for you more than you want it for yourself. At the end of the day, you got to want whatever it is that you want so bad to the point that there's no amount of work that you're not willing to put in, that there's no amount of sacrifices that you're not willing to make. You have to want it for yourself. And either you take action or you suffer the consequences of not taking action. While I do believe in delayed gratification and that good things come to those who wait, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't be moving through life without a sense of urgency. How fast you produce results is solely depending on how fast you take action. You don't have time to waste. You don't have time to procrastinate. You don't have time to try to plan for what could possibly go wrong, and you haven't taken action yet. You should want to accomplish your goals with speed and efficiency. It shouldn't take you 20 years to accomplish a goal that should have took you 1 year to accomplish had you taken action sooner. You don't have time to waste or wait. You have to take action now. People love to discredit the truth because of how the truth makes them feel. But you cannot argue against the truth or argue against facts with how you feel. Regardless of how you feel, the truth is the truth and facts are facts. Your thoughts create how you feel, and how you feel about yourself creates how you assert and how you project yourself onto the world and onto others. Never stop a person that doesn't quit, a person that doesn't give up, a person that perseveres through all of the obstacles. No matter how many times they get knocked down, they get right back up. Because a person like that is not going to stop until they accomplish that goal. No matter what they go through, no matter how long it takes, they're going to accomplish that goal and see it through no matter what. Don't nobody give a fuck about your excuses. Don't nobody give a fuck about what you're going through. Don't nobody give a fuck about what you're complaining and what you're bitching about. At the end of the day, you don't get paid for that. The only thing that you get paid for is the results that you produce. So that is the only thing that matters, is the results that you produce. I was talking to one of the bros the other day ago, and he was telling me how he just got out of a bad relationship and how he misses the person that he was with because that person was his world and his everything. And I told him straight to his face, she deserved to break up with you because there was no reason in hell that you were supposed to ever make her feel as if she is more important than you. And the fact that you was putting more time, energy, and focus on her than on yourself is the same reason why you lost her. You stopped doing the same things that attracted her to you to begin with is the reason why you lost her. Whenever I attract a female in my life, I'm going to continue to do the things that even attracted her to begin with. I'm going to always continue to put the focus on myself. I'm going to always focus on myself more than I focus on her. So I can never lose a female focusing on myself. And if I lose a female focusing on myself, then that means she was never supposed to be here to begin with. True character is not defined when everything is going right. Your true character is defined when everything is going wrong. Your true character is defined when you're faced with adversity. How do you respond to adversity? Do you run away from the adversity, or do you run to head on? You either sacrifice for the life that you want to live, or the life that you want to live becomes a sacrifice. The choice is yours. You either work every single day towards creating a life that you do want to live, or you work every single day towards a life that you don't want to live. But you have settled for that life because that is the result and the byproduct of your actions. Most people's problems that I see in relationships is that they go searching for something that they are lacking on the inside of themselves within the person that they're trying to be romantically involved with. But when you do that, you leave it up to their discretion on how they're going to treat you based upon what you lack on the inside of yourself. You leave up to their discretion on how they're going to make you feel about yourself because of what you lacking on the inside of yourself. The only person that can make you feel content within yourself is you. Everybody's able, everybody is capable, but not everybody is willing. Not everybody's willing to put in the work. Not everybody's willing to make the sacrifices. There is no shortcut to success. You will spend more time trying to figure out a shortcut instead of you just walking down the path that you're already going down. You would spend more time trying to go around the mountain and try to figure out a shortcut to go up the mountain instead of you just walking straight up the mountain. No way for you to avoid the work that you got to put in, and there's no way that you can avoid the time that you got to put in. Just put in the work and the result is guaranteed. Some people's biggest problem is that they're consistently inconsistent. You're taking 5 steps forward and 20 steps back. If you are always backtracking more than you are going forward, you're never going to make the progress that you want to make in life. You have to always continuously be making steps forward and not steps backwards. That you produce in your life speak to how credible you are. A rich person isn't going to take advice from a poor person. A person that's in shape ain't going to take advice from a person that's out of shape, because you are the living proof and the living example of whatever you're talking about. So if the way that you're living your life and what is coming out your mouth aren't in line with one another, people aren't going to listen to you or respect the things that you're saying. So don't let these women confuse you into believing that all of them are single by choice. Some of these women are single because nobody wants to deal with their ass. You don't know how to listen. You're disrespectful. You don't know how to be a team player. It's not all about you. The way that you carry yourself ain't a good representation of you or me. My problem with religion is how it separates and how it divides people. People will try to condemn you and crucify you because you don't believe in God the way that they believe in God. People will try to condemn you and crucify you because of your relationship with God doesn't look like their relationship with God. And for someone to try to condemn you or crucify you because you don't believe in God the way that they believe in God, or your relationship with God doesn't look like their relationship with God, it's ungodly for you to do. Because me speaking from my own personal experience, I discovered out who God was through going through church, but that's not how I got a closer relationship to God. I got a closer relationship to God by looking myself in the mirror, seeing where I was going wrong in the world around me, not pointing the blame at anybody else but myself. Doing that introspection with myself, sitting in stillness, sitting in silence, and allowing God to speak to me. That's how I built a relationship with God. I want to take this video a step further and say this. Regardless of your religion, as long as you have good character and you treat people as you want to be treated, and you become the best version of yourself, not only for you, but for the people around you that you love and you care about, you'll have a long and everlasting life. Anyone that is meant to be a part of your life will be here. If a person wants to remove themselves or leaves your life for whatever reason, allow them to do so. Because when you hold on to the wrong person, the more detrimental that is going to be to you. And the second that you decide to let them go and let them do them, is the second that your life is going to elevate and change and grow for the better. I cannot stand people that put so much weight and so much emphasis on how they feel. There are things that you have to do regardless of how you feel. You still have to show up for yourself. You still have to give it 100%. And when I hear people talk about how, man, it's okay for them to cry, it's okay for them to be emotional, that's cool. I get that. But I teach men that they're supposed to have self-control and have control over their emotions and not allow their emotions to have control over them. About stoicism. When they feel like breaking them apart right then and there, the whole frame, hold it together. Don't ever let nobody see you when you down. Don't let them see you when you weak. Show strength no matter what. It's okay to be frustrated. It's okay to be mad. It's okay to be upset. But control your emotions and have self-control. I was talking to one of the bros the other day ago, and he was telling me how he just got out of a bad relationship and how he misses the person that he was with because that person was his world and his everything. And I told him straight to his face, she deserved to break up with you because there was no reason in hell that you were supposed to ever make her feel as if she's more important than you. And the fact that you was putting more time, energy, and focus on her than on yourself is the same reason why you lost her. You stopped doing the same things that attracted her to you to begin with is the reason why you lost her. Whenever I attract a female in my life, I'm going to continue to do the things that even attracted her to begin with. I'm going to always continue to put the focus on myself. I'm going to always focus on myself more than I focus on her. So I can never lose a female focusing on myself. And if I lose a female focusing on myself, then that means she was never supposed to be here to begin with. There are some people out there in the world that have truly convinced themselves that they are stuck. Nothing is holding you back but you. But your limited mindset and your lack of action that you are taking is what's holding you back from you actually accomplishing your goals and actually you building your dream life for yourself. It's not about other people believing in you. It's about you believing in yourself. Not everybody sees your vision. Not everybody's going to believe in you. And it would be foolish of you to think so. And they're going to believe in you more than you believe in yourself. People are only going to believe you to the extent of which you believe in yourself. Yesterday win ain't today's win. and how I apply that same ideology to when it comes to relationships. I don't want to date someone that only respects me sometimes. I'm not dating someone that only respects me when it's convenient for them to respect me. I want someone that's going to respect me all the time, no matter what. No matter how frustrated you are, no matter how upset you are, no matter how mad you are, you're going to always treat me with the utmost respect, because I'm going to always treat you with the utmost respect. In a conversation the other day ago with one of my OGs, and he was telling me about how you got to stop trauma bonding with these females. I don't want to hear about all of your trauma and all of your things that you went through in your past. I don't want to hear about your sob story in hopes that I sympathize with you and treat you differently because of that. In hopes that I save you from the problems that you have created for yourself. I don't care about your trauma. I don't care about your past and what you went through. I care about who you are right now and who you are striving to become in the future. That is what I care about. Women with an immature way of thinking, logic only makes sense if it benefits her. The logic doesn't make sense if it doesn't benefit her. But that all goes back to taking accountability with yourself. I can call you out on all of your bullshit and it could be completely and utterly true. But you refuse to acknowledge it because it doesn't benefit or favor you.